We're back for the fourth segment, hanging out poolside now at the Hell and High Water Studios, the secret location, north side of Houston, if you ever want to come hang out. Did we tell them where we are?
No.
Oh, never mind. No, we can't tell you where we are.
Sugarland.
Yeah, we're actually down in Sugarland, and we'll send you over to Tom's house.
Heights.
We're hanging out with Swimwear Department in the pool. Some are actually partaking. The water was a little chilly. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's very cold.
But
It's fantastic.
yeah, we're gonna listen to another song, and then we're gonna talk about that song.
All right, we're going to listen to Swim Up Bar.
Which is almost fitting.
Designated diver at the swim up bar. Stroke and kick, you can't get there in a car. Sex is on the beach, see all the palmies on par. Words are extra heavy, liquor's extra hard. Designated diver at the swim up bar. The swimming pool is deep, glasses also are. Bottles full of giant squid and alligator gar. Lifeguards are off duty, so it's BYOGUARD. Designated diver at the swim up bar. Oh God! The swim up, it is 1,600 yards. Chips are super soggy and the pretzels also are. The BAC .083 is pumping through your heart. Designated diver at the swim up bar. He's riding free tequila, Joanna's slinging shots. Drinks are coming 2 by 2 and no one built a knot. The surface is on fire from all the alcohol. Designated diver at the swim up bar. Oh yeah! Do a cannonball! Designated diver at the swim up bar. Designated diver at the swim up bar. Designated diver at the swim up bar. Designated diver at the swim up bar.
All right, well, that was a short song.
There she was, just walking down the street.
Yeah, we barely got through like another conversation while we were listening. No, that was different. You know, that was still a little different.
Yeah.
I still get the upbeat, you know, and everything that you guys do and all that, but it was more. It was a little punkier.
Yeah.
But a little more hard-hitting, I would like to think.
Yeah.
We
like dialed up the tempo on that one as much as we could, right?
I think we like to do up-tempo, hard-hitting quite a bit. That's probably 75% of what we've been doing, would you say?
Do y'all, everybody agree that that's like more fun to do, or is it just like, we're gonna do this one? Or is there certain styles that you guys want to play that everybody, that the rest of the group's like, nah, man?
I think for me, now that we have some songs that have been written in the later end of like our run of like getting the record together, that are a little different, and even the sort of like Shop, like we listened to before, like I really enjoy playing that just because it's different.
Yeah,
It's a little slower. It's got a more groove because we've got enough stuff that it's just up tempo, hard hitting stuff, and it's fun. I mean, that is extremely fun to play too, and I like to. I don't know. Most of our set is probably that, but when you hit the points in the set where it's like time to take it down and like change tempo or like change feel, that's a fun point in the set for me.
I think now I prefer like writing things with complexity over just energy. I think energy is always a component that we look for, but I want complexity in there. But this song, Swim Up Bar, I think was the first song that we really wrote. And like, I mean, in our old practice space, it was the first time we had like, with that breakdown, like, that had like a, holy shit, this is like the heaviest thing we've done. That isn't just like punk, like everything's distorted. Like this is like, we're all doing something that's heavier, and it sort of unlocked like another tool in the band.
It was the first time I used a different pedal than just the distortion pedal.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, I'm like building out a little pedal board.
And it was me experimenting with like different like envelopes and cutoffs on the patch on the, like another patch that I'd already used on something, like experimenting with different sounds beyond just the sort of canon that we started with, I guess. So this song I think was the one that kind of opened up the potential of like, oh, we can write stuff like this, like, because this was the first one I think beyond
I think like
Walster and at the
band
pool,
sitting and writing it,
where we were sitting together writing it, and we're like,
it got us maybe a little bit out of our like meat and potatoes swimwear like OG sound, which is just surfy fun,
right,
up tempo stuff. We got to hit some sections that were a little more complex, and like the writing and the orchestration is a little bit different, and that's something for us to be proud of, I think.
And for the keys, like getting away from just like organ or piano, like electric piano kind of.
We got
really sound, but it was synthy, but it's like this weird kind of like mosquito-y synth at times, where just like getting different sonic textures in there for the first time, I think was it. For me, it unlocked. I was like, oh shit, this is, like we've got so many things that we can go to from here. So
and we have two instruments, the bass and keys. So keys unlocking another area of like the keys realm to like work with in our sound is massive to us. So, like,
and then Ned getting more pedals and building out pedals from there is like,
is all because we played a wedding gig where we had to play a White Stripes cover.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have like a little pog pedal, and like best thing that happened to the band. I use it for every song now.
On my Juno, I built a patch that was 4 different patches built into one, in like different octaves and stuff. So like wherever I played, it was like a different sound. But I was like, I can make this kind of sound guitar-y. So like experimenting with, taking it beyond just like a basic, here's piano, here's organ, that like the first album was kind of.
I guess there's a good quote from our friends band Pearl Earl up in Denton. They're like, slash LA now, but they're like, we like our guitars to sound like synths and our synths to sound like guitars. So we kind of took that like mindset, and it was like, hell yeah, nothing needs to make sense. Yeah. But it can still make sense.
Synths? Make sense?
Make sense.
Something like that. Make
Can I just say,
synthesizers?
I'm listening, and this is a song-centric show, and so I fully appreciate everything that you guys are just kind of delving into, but also this is so Swimwear Department, because it's like the serious conversation about the song coming together, but then the lead singer is like, sans clothes right here in front of me. I mean, it's very distracting.
Sorry.
But I'm trying to, really hone in on.
Always having a float,
You gotta have a float.
It's having a float.
If you want to talk about lyrics, I think, they're talking about how this is a song where, there's like a lot of breakthroughs happening in terms of instrumentation, and this is the first song lyrically where I went do 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 do.
Yeah,
truly.
Yeah.
It's the first scat song we've done.
It's true. And I don't know if you remember this. I remember where I was when you sent the demo for this song, and it wasn't this song. It was another garbage
it had
demo.
Like
There's another garbage demo that you sent us in 2018.
I don't remember.
The best thing about it, I was in Santa Fe with Amy, my wife, and we were like driving through the desert, and you sent it, and I was like, fuck it, let's listen to it. And the only thing I liked about it was everything else. I was like, no, but that's gold. I was like, we're keeping that. And it wasn't until like 2 years later that we came back to it. I was like, remember that doo-doo-doo-doo-doos you did? That was good.
He's like,
So-
finally.
Yeah. You'll
Think
all
about it
get
since day one.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Amy on the album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is one of the backstrokes currently with Jupiter as well. She hasn't done the last couple of shows because she just had a baby. Or Jupiter, not my wife, but so yeah, they both partner with us during bigger live shows to do theatrics and
If we're at a
goofiness
venue
and-
where we've got the space to do the more broad show that we like to do, then they're there.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about the live show, and that's a huge thing that y'all do.
Yeah, I think part of it is like, well, we love to be able to hold it down as just the four of us, and that's kind of the main deal, I guess. But we love to be able to like be booked in a venue or a space where there's enough stage area to bring on more, I don't know, accoutrement of just like lifeguard stands and have our backstrokes with us
Yeah,
and like
it's
have
not-
our ladies with us that are just the best ever in a
Yeah,
role.
It's not just backup singers, it's choreography, it's like bits,
Yeah.
it's interacting with Matt, making his theatrics a little bit more by having some reactions to it. Like, it just adds so much to the show. It's fun.
They're also sort of like a mirror for the audience. So they're sort of like get to represent people in the crowd fully engaged in what we're doing.
Okay.
And so if anybody's ever like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
They can look at these people
Right.
who are on stage doing the things that we want the audience to
Just a
do.
whole like, hey everybody, clap
Yeah.
your hands.
Yeah. Well, because we may be distracted doing what we're doing with instruments and like playing, but like they've got the mind space to look at people and single them out and like pick up what they're putting down and as an audience member and like kind of reciprocate that stuff.
And honestly, some people like that aren't musicians, I can't relate to this, but like some people don't enjoy concerts very much because they might enjoy music, but they don't know what to look at or what to see. Like they can't like appreciate like a bass solo and be like, oh, look what he did. Some people like for the whole show watch Amy and Jupiter, and like I'll like after the show I'll be standing next to my wife and Jupiter, and they'll be getting more compliments sometimes than I am, and it's totally fine. Like I mean,
It's
even
awesome.
even at Explosions when we played at White Oak Lawn, like somebody walked by Amy and was like, "I want to be you," to Amy. I was just like, "Hell yeah!" Like,
Because she's just like, she's an animal.
Yeah.
The pinnacle of like a live performance person.
yeah. So they
she's
give
the fucking best,
something to
man.
look at, but also to mimic, and like they give instructions, whether it's like verbal instructions, body instructions, or just like. Yeah. So the.
From a performance standpoint, I met Matt and Amy through doing improv comedy in Houston.
Okay.
I was doing that for years. I don't know. Or do you want help? Do you want a high five?
Grab foot.
And because of knowing them, I met Jack and Jeremy through that. But we all kind of come from a live performance background outside of music, so the theatrics of it are.
Yeah. And my wife is a theater teacher.
Yeah.
And in theater, so it's crazy. There's a lot of that. Like.
There's a whole lot brought to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're live
We're gonna
people.
set up and play a show.
We
We're
enjoy
going
playing
to
a show,
do
not just a concert. Like we want to do something bigger, something different,
Yeah.
participatory, but also visually involved, more than just watching a bunch of people play. And you know, a lot of bands rely on like lighting nowadays to like give a show. Like we want to do also that, but also, you know, the theatrics I think is something that we've been experimenting with a lot lately and making it bigger and weirder and more fun. So yeah.
Well, if you've never been to a show, I think that's lights out, which means it's time to go.
Classic blackout.
So yeah, I think that's when the bars start to close. They're like start turning off lights.
We're on.
True.
Last call. unless you know somebody, then the lights come back on.
Make sure you have a designated diver to get you home.
That's right.
No, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Never seen them. Go check them out. Go watch a live show anyways. Like, just go anywhere in Houston. Almost every night there's a badass show playing somewhere.
Hell yeah.
So go watch a live show, but check out Swimwear Department.
Yeah, our next show, if this is out before then, is November 11th. We'll be playing at Continental Club with Tomar and the FCs. So come out for a dance party. Should be
It'll be a good time.
But otherwise, like you said, support live music.
Yeah.
Support a lot of live music.
The man said it. I don't think we can say anything further than that.
All right, on that note, yeah, we got to wrap up the show. And no, once again, appreciate Swimwear Department. You guys coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the pool now. Man, I'm out of beer, so we got to call this.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is Vinyl Voices. We'll talk to everybody later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Hey, we're Swimwear Department, and this is
Vinyl Voices.
This is Vinyl Voices, brought to you by Adley Law Firm, Houston's personal injury attorneys for 30 years.